easy on yourself. Gift Babel, the language learning app built by 200 plus language experts to teach you real world conversations for any situation. With research proven lessons, addictive games, immersive podcasts, and live online classes with real teachers. Sounds like fun. It's fun and fast. Babbel's bite-sized lessons take 10 minutes a day. You can start having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
3 weeks? Hola, español.
Ready to learn a new language? It starts here. Now try Babbel free when you text radio to 64,000. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Also, Bob, Allstate, some people just know the best way to do the way they told you. With Allstate, that isn't based on anyone else. So, one safety. You can save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today. We got smart enough learning tips, smart about college.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
If you're looking for a new job or looking to hire, check out our online career expo, March 18th through the 22nd, presented by Alabama Corporation. For more info, visit newsradiobooknews.com and click on Online Career Expo, or visit riverreachjobs.org.
America in the Morning continues. It's 5 till. Eric Carmen, a popular singer-songwriter from the 70s and 80s who also wrote hit songs for movies like Footloose and Dirty Dancing, has passed away. Correspondent Ed Donahue reports.
Carmen got his start fronting the power pop 70s band The Raspberries. A year after the Raspberries broke up, Carmen went solo. His biggest hit was about the transition. In a 2018 interview, Carmen said he loved hearing different versions of that song.
I've been in clubs where, without them knowing that I was there, band would play all by myself, and they do it with an organ, and, all by myself, don't want it, that's great.
There were many Eric Carmen hits, including one on the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. Eric Carmen's wife did not release a cause of death, but said he died in his sleep over the weekend. I'm Ed Donahue.
Actress Sharon Stone opens up about a disturbing incident with a producer in the 1990s. Kevin Carr has that story.
Sharon Stone is continuing to speak out against the sexual impropriety that she experienced in her days as a Hollywood star. On this week's episode of the Louis Theroux podcast, the actress discussed how producer Robert Evans told her to improve her chemistry with William Baldwin in the 1993 thriller Sliver.
I should sleep with Billy Baldwin. Because if I slept with Billy Baldwin's performance would get better. And we needed Billy to get better in the movie because that was the problem.
The actress had first told her story in her 2021 memoir, The Beauty of Living Twice, but she never named the studio boss who said Baldwin's performance was not up to snuff.
If I could sleep with Billy, then we would have chemistry on screen. And if I would just have sex with him, then that would save the movie. And the real problem in the movie was me, because I was so uptight.
Stone, now 66, shot to stardom the year before in the erotic thriller Basic Instinct. However, she never had to resort to something like this with that film's co-star.
They expect me to go from Michael Douglas to Billy Baldwin, and Michael could come to work and just know how to hit those marks and do that line and rehearse and show up.
Evans was a Paramount executive who oversaw multiple high-profile productions in the 60s and 70s, including Rosemary's Baby, Love Story, and The Godfather. He passed away in 2019. I'm Kevin Carr.
America in the Morning for Wednesday, March 13th, 2024 is produced by Jeff McKay. Senior producer Kevin Delaney. I'm John Trout. This is Westwood One.
Well, boys, been a killer warehouse to go to Bill. We have a huge
Scoring up to 70% off this Thursday through Saturday. 3 big days. We're having a huge bedding clearance sale. You won't have a better opportunity to get a good night's sleep during this warehouse clearance sale. These items won't outflow with these low prices. Check it out on Facebook or our website. It's first come, first available. Don't miss the biggest bedding sale the river region has ever seen. And Home Boys Bedding next to American Ocean Mall. At American Ocean Mall, we have overbuilt our warehouse. We have a huge problem. There is more inventory than no warehouse full. Some people have custom inventory at up to 70% off. This Thursday through Saturday, 3 big days. We're having a huge warehouse inventory relocation sale. Bring the decision maker. Bring your measurements. These items won't last long at these low prices. Check it out on Facebook or by our website. It's first come, first available. Don't miss the biggest furniture sale the river region has ever seen. At American Ocean Mall.
News Radio 1440 with you everywhere on your AM dial at 1340 by 95.1 HD3 on FM through our app on the App Store or through your Alexa or Google Smart Home Radio 1440 WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama, a Cumulus media station.
This is the CBS News World News Roundup, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. TikTok influencers have flooded Washington, D.C. in hopes of dissuading lawmakers from voting in favor of a bill today that could pave the way for a ban on their beloved app in the U.S. Correspondent Scott McFarland is on Capitol Hill.
TikTok is famous for its viral videos, but its support for this bill to rein in TikTok that's spreading and spreading quickly. The proposed legislation set for a vote in the U.S. House requires TikTok's owner, ByteDance, to divest or separate itself from the Chinese government to ensure TikTok isn't banned within months. The bill passes the House. It goes next to the U.S. Senate. The White House has already indicated support.
A two-man race for the White House is on. CBS News projects President Biden and Donald Trump secured enough delegates in yesterday's primaries to clinch their party's nominations. Trump posted to X.
We're not going to take time to celebrate. We'll celebrate in 8 months. When the election is over, November 5th, I believe, will go down as the most important day in the history of our country.
PA political analyst Larry Sabato says President Biden will need to focus on his economic record.
The rest of it, 60%, is going after Trump and clearly spelling out the dangers of a second Trump term.
An anti-terrorism team of U.S. Marines is on its way to Haiti to help protect the U.S. Embassy. Heavily armed gangs are now in control of most of the capital after Prime Minister Henry announced his resignation. Correspondent Christian Benavides is on the Dominican side of the island.
What's still unclear is a timeline to that transition government. Also, how free and fair elections will be carried out. We're anticipating another busy day here at the border crossing where people are being deported by the truckloads to a country with an uncertain future.
Russia's president is rattling the nuclear saber again. CBS's Vicki Barker from the foreign desk.
In an interview with Russian state television, Vladimir Putin said he hasn't used nuclear weapons in Ukraine because he hasn't needed to, adding this: technically, our missiles are constantly combat ready, he says, and modern, much more modern than the Americans.
No need to leave home, skinnying minis. Eli Lilly's just announced you'll be able to get its injectable weight loss drug Zepbound through the mail now on Amazon. Heartbreak for a couple of bald eagles in California's San Bernardino Mountains. Jackie and Shadow, who welcomed 3 eggs in Big Bear Valley in January, are not expected to see them hatch. Experts say too much time has gone by for any chicks to be viable. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. When you put switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton
like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
A new bill in California's legislature could put the kibosh on hot Takis and Doritos in school.
This bill targets 6 synthetic foods.
California Democratic Assemblyman Jesse Gabriel says the chemicals are linked to health issues in children, including cancer and hyperactivity.
I find it unacceptable that we are allowing our schools to serve food with additives that are causing harm to our children.
Celebrity chef Tom Colicchio also backs the bill. He has been diagnosed with ADHD, as have his 3 children.
I would love to see a national ban.
The legislation is the first of its kind in the country. Wendy Gillette, CBS News. Share a bed with someone who sounds like this. A new poll commissioned by Avocado Green Mattress finds 4 in 5 couples admit their partner's sleeping habits keep them up at night. Most disruptive, snoring, then using a phone before bed, getting up to use the bathroom, hogging the covers, tossing and turning, and starfishing across the bed. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Yeah, I never figured that one out.
Something different for dinner. Searching restaurants near me.
Right here, ma'am. How can we help?
Same old, same old.
Wait, we're right here, ma'am. Our restaurant's just a few blocks from you. Why is she not seeing us?
Back to the usual, I guess.
Ma'am, can you not see us?
No. Okay, now let me see.
Learn more at cumulousboost.com. Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind with tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft.
All by myself. Let me see here.
Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name Clay as your promo code. Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you still on the fence about owning gold? It's time to pull the trigger with the Oxford Gold Group for 5.
Where am I looking for? There we go. Here. Here.
Simple, easy to understand. Call Oxford Gold Group right now and you may qualify for up to $10,000 in free precious metals. Call 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. You think you tell your family pleasure by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare, and the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple who had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 savings for a hurricane that was over $1,000 away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is, this never ends. Come on, understand. If we take your decline, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or we'll pay nothing. Call for your free information kit. Call 800-945-5577. That's 800-945-5577. 800-945-5577.
All by myself.
On News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Robert Half. Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals use proprietary AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
It's another chilly start this morning in the 40s. Not quite as cold as the last couple of mornings. We warm up nicely in the mid-70s today with a mix of sun and clouds. Tonight, not nearly as cold, down to about 49 or 50. It will stay dry. Dry again tomorrow, highs around 80 with a mix of sun and clouds. Wet weather then becomes likely Friday, a smaller chance of rain Saturday, and then a higher chance of rain again on Patrick's Day Sunday.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Sons Automotive. Family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. The good news continues. Your 7 o'clock hour
parts. You saw with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area. We do have trouble still on 65 northbound down in Lowndes County, halfway between Weetahatchee and Hangle. An accident there with one lane blocked. Spring is coming at Premier Place, and after shopping eat Poblano's, King Potato, Sweet Cross Frozen Yogurt. It's all at Premier Place in Crackle, another great Flint and Company development. Buckle up for Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this morning today. At the latest meeting, Montgomery Public School Board members got an update on several big projects that include liquid rendering for what will soon be the new Capitol Heights Middle School and talking about plans to transition students from Lanier High School to Carver High School. Board members also mentioned wanting to add an upgrade to security cameras. Some sad news to report this morning. Former Alabama Congressman Terry Everett.
All by myself. Alrighty.
And service members. He was also a longtime supporter of Floyd University. Later this morning, the WSFA 12 News podcast Being Real with Bethany will premiere for season 2. This season, Bethany will talk with people about relationships. In the first episode, Bethany and Judd Davis sit down and talk about kids, sports, and more. I'm Jasmine Williams with your morning headline.
We see it every day. A guy comes into the men's clinic and guess what? The pills quit working, or they're sick of the side effects. And you know what else we see? Guys not confident in their relationship. At Montgomery Men's Health, we're the leaders in bedroom confidence. Understanding if you even need ED or low-T treatment should be the first step, and the next should be choosing the treatment or treatment combination to build your confidence. Our urologist and physician group is offering professional modern treatments with success rates as high as 92% and decades of experience. Our doctors are not going to send you an email with what might work for most people. We're results-driven, concierge. You don't pay for medication, it's included, but you invest in the time it takes to get you where you want to be. We built an experience with discretion that takes the worry out of going to the doctor. In fact, we've normalized it for guys all over Montgomery. Come see our friendly team in Montgomery and find out why we've been #1 in men's health for years. Get a consultation and low-T blood work with results on your first visit for $99. Get your confidence back in the bedroom and beyond. Go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com and book your appointment today. Montgomery Men's
The
Health.
IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow, and it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit Optima.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535, 800-511-3535, or biglou.com.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning if you wake up,
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine once again. For once again, one more day, you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. I'd say that's something worth being thankful for this morning, wouldn't you? Morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something that will change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. It is March the 13th, 2024 AD. It is a day that has never been, and it is a day that will never, ever be again. Today's daily bread is simply entitled Cries of Distress. Our scriptural insight today comes from Psalms 118, 1 through 9. We begin with Psalms 118, verse 5. When hard pressed, I cried to the Lord. He brought me into a spacious place. Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, it is March the 13th. It is a day that has never been. It is a day that shall never, ever come again. You don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done that you don't. And you certainly don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, March the 13th, hopefully if tomorrow should be, you'll be glad of what you have done on this day. If you have lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace, charity, and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with it? Well, do what you can, while you can, for whom you can, until you can't. And reach back every once in a while and give somebody else a helping hand. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful because you'll never be a failure. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two, but you'll never be a failure until you quit. Rest if you can, but never, ever quit. Give out if you must, but never quit. Never give up, because quitters will never win. And winners, oh, they'll lose a thing or two, but they never quit. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. And if you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. Don't give up, because quitters will never win. And winners, well, they may lose a thing or two, but they never quit. And don't forget, this day, it's a great day to be alive. Cries of distress. That's our daily bread for today, March the 13th. We'll be back, hopefully.
It's time for some encouragement from your friends at Our Daily Bread. The devotional for today, titled Cries of Distress, was written by Matt Lucas. Trapped under 2 floors of collapsed rubble caused by an earthquake, 5-year-old Jinan, a Syrian girl, called out to rescuers as she shielded her little brother from the debris surrounding them. "Get me out of here. I'll do anything for you," she called heartbreakingly. "I'll be your servant." Cries of distress are found throughout the Psalms. When hard pressed, I cried to the Lord, declares the psalmist. While we may never experience the crushing weight of earthquake-collapsed buildings, we all recognize the suffocating fears from a challenging medical diagnosis, economic hardship, uncertainty about the future, or relational loss. In those moments, we may offer bargains to God for deliverance, but God doesn't need to be persuaded to help. He promises to answer, And while it may not be relief from our situation, He'll be with us and on our side. Nor do we need to fear any other peril, including death. We can say with the psalmist, "The Lord is with me. He is my helper. I look in triumph on my enemies." We're not promised as dramatic a rescue as Jinan and her brother experienced, but we can trust our faithful God who brought the psalmist into a spacious place. He knows our situation and he'll never abandon us, even in death. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading comes from the book of Psalms, chapter 118, verses 1 through 9. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Let Israel say, his love endures forever. Let the house of Aaron say, his love endures forever. Let those who fear the Lord say, his love endures forever. When hard pressed, I cried to the Lord. He brought me into a spacious place. The Lord is with me. I will not be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? The Lord is with me. He is my helper. I look in triumph on my enemies. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in humans. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in princes. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, it is so comforting to know that when we call to you, you do hear us and you're with us and you will carry us through. Thank you for being faithful and loving every single day. And it's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Hey, thanks for listening today. My name is Wes Ward, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
And now, we pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and of course, the United States Coast Guard. Oh, and Space Force. Yeah, can't forget about them. Maxwell would never forgive me. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through love we give that. We also want to give thanks to our local heroes. Yes, our local heroes. We want to give thanks to those guys. Who am I talking about? The Montgomery Police Department, the Montgomery Fire Department, the Sheriff Department, and my good friends at the Sanitation Department. They're always out there doing their thing. And don't forget the maintenance guys. Although I will admit sometimes they need to do a little better job in that maintenance thing. All them potholes in the street out there. But I know, y'all are working on it, so I'm good. All right, let's just make sure you knock those out. Front ends on cars, they kind of cost a little bit to get fixed. I'm just saying.
That's right. Somebody's mom, somebody's dad, somebody's uncle, somebody's sister, somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody's son, somebody's daughter is sitting on the fence. Unless you're in the Marine Corps right now, you're in the anti-terrorism unit, you headed to Haiti. You never know when you're going to get the call, do you? No, you don't. So they're going to Haiti to protect our embassy. I think we should have locked the door on that embassy a long time ago and said, we gone. I don't think them gang members respect embassies. We'll find out when they get there. Go, jarheads, go. If you need me, call me. I'd be in the rear with the gear. Oh, yes. Yeah, they headed to Haiti. Some of my Marines are headed to Haiti this morning because Haiti's out of control as they've always been. Although, you know what it is? It's all that plastic that they're putting in the water over there. They got barges of plastic that floating in the rivers of Haiti. Now, I would got to tell you, that probably has something to do with the mentality over there. And a lot of countries are using Haiti as their dumping ground, and I don't think that's right. But then you got the gangs over there who are trying to take things over right now. We don't really know what's going to happen to that, but the United States Marine Corps is headed over there. When I found out they was leaving, I shined my boots up and got my uniform ready just in case. Okay, they need me. Okay, I mean I'm not expecting a call, but if they do, I gotta go. And if I'm not here tomorrow, I'm over there helping the boys over there. I'm just saying, if I'm not here tomorrow, I'll be a substitute in there. I'll be back with the report when I get back to help you guys. Tell you what's happening over there. Okay. Anyway, good morning to you. As many of you have heard, Congressman Terry Everett has passed. And the other day, of course, we lost. We lost about three guys, and I think their name. What is their names? I got their names right here, and we always, always, always pay homage to those poor souls who go in harm's way shall we say, to protect us. Okay, and that's what they're doing. They're not going over there because they want to go. They're going over there because they've been asked to go and do their duty. So Terry Everett, former congressman, has died. He was 87 years young. Also, we lost the other day two National Guard soldiers in Texas doing their job, a Texas state trooper. Casey Frankowski, 28 years old, John Gracia, 30, both with the New York National Guard, and Border Patrol agent Chris Luna, 49 years old. They died in a crash, and another New York National Guardsman soldier remains hospitalized. But as we always do, freedom is not free. It is tough being in the military, whether it's National Guard or on active duty. It is tough whether you're at war or at peace. It is a dangerous, dangerous job. And we pay homage to those young men at this moment. And to the congressman. And welcome back. Well, somebody said, you're going to bore us again. Well, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. A nation is woefully ignorant not to remember their heroes. And all of these people who give their lives by accident or by on purpose sacrifice all they have to give. And I think they ought to be honored for that. I apologize. I guess that's the soldier in me, I guess. You know, I know y'all not used to that because I'm the only soldier in talk radio uh, in the city. But I understand. I got you. I feel it. I know how you feel. I know you feel. But I'll never be. You stand in the formation one day and you come back from deployment and there's a pair of boots sitting where a young man used to sit, used to stand. It kind of puts the reality into what these guys do. So yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, and believe it or not, even though I was in food service, I've seen people get hurt doing that. So you know, it's a tough job. It's a tough job, but somebody got to do it. Okay, somebody's got to do it. And right now, I'm glad it's their turn. Anyway, good morning to you. I don't want to lose anybody, but now the Marines are headed to Haiti this morning to help free the people at our embassy, and we wish them safe passage and a safe return back to the United States of America. And you know, until you've been outside this country, until you've seen some things, until you get until you get on the airplane at 2 o'clock in the morning, not knowing where the hell you're going, and the doors over 141 opens, and they say go when you don't know when the hell you're finna jump into. Trust me, you have an appreciation for America that nobody else has. You know, and I would tell you, I know that we talk about America like a dog sometimes. I don't, but they do. And I tell you something, I've never been to a country where I wanted to stay there. And I'll tell you, every time I came back on that 130, that 141, I kissed the ground that we landed on. So, yeah, I'm always going to honor those who give all they have to give for this nation. And whether you voted for the person who sent them or not, you didn't get enough people to think like you to vote for the other guy. So you're still responsible for it. Anyway, 860-1440. Let me see before I go to my other thing this morning. All right, who's this? Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if we take I think the Christian attitude, I think we have a responsibility to help the weak, those that are weaker than we are. Well, sure we do. Sure we have a right. believe so. I mean, you have a right to your opinion. Well, we one of the few countries, of course, that have the right to speak our opinion as we choose. But also, I think that Israel got a yeah but sure you have a right to say, but we also have a right to disagree with you. Hmm. Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I hear you.
And all this stuff going on, and I say nobody never say nothing.
Mm. All right. Hey, you got that point across. I think people have a right to their, yeah, everybody. But remember, opinions come with, I mean, that's all they are, and everybody else has their opinion about your opinion. So don't get upset with other people who express their opinion about your opinion. Like my opinion, people disagree with me all the time. Good morning. Yes. Okay. Okay. It's always terrible to try to play music through a telephone on a radio station. Okay, I'll find that song for you later on, and we'll play it when we come back. We'll be right back after this with the word of the day and, of course, the lessons of life. We'll be back.
SFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Mattress Firm. Bonus savings on top brands and better sleep are all the buzz at Mattress Firm's Friends and Family Sale. Hurry in to save up to $700 with your extra discount. You'll even get a free adjustable base on select beds. Plus, if you see a lower price, Mattress Firm will match it. Restrictions apply.
It's another chilly start this morning in the 40s, not quite as cold as the last couple of mornings. We warm up nicely into the mid 70s today with a mix of sun and clouds. Tonight, not nearly as cold, down to about 49 or 50. It will stay dry. Dry again tomorrow, highs around 80 with a mix of sun and clouds. Wet weather then becomes likely Friday, a smaller chance of rain Saturday, and then a higher chance of rain again on St. Patrick's Day Sunday.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Savory for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
1440 Montgomery, got a couple of things going on. Disabled vehicle blocking traffic, Vaughn Road near Bell from the old Bruno's, and Wetumpka Highway northbound at Jasmine Hill Road. Keep your eyes open in both of those areas. If you see something else giving you trouble with traffic, safely contact us. Invisible Fence has Boundary Plus technology, giving your pet more play area right up to the boundary. No confusion, no lockouts, no stress. Call Vicky at Invisible Fence, 265-2585. Buckle up for Montgomery Skywatch. This is Major Delay.
Valorant just launched their 2024 team capsules that feature all of the esports teams competing in the VCT. These capsules include skins and other in-game cosmetics that fans can purchase to support their favorite teams. Riot, the company that developed Valorant, has had team skins in another one of their game titles, League of Legends, for years now. These have generated a lot of revenue for the teams and leagues, as profits from these skins go directly to those who are involved.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like close nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
I'm John Williams with Mortgage Corporation of the South, also known as MCS. Nearly 30 years ago, I opened the company in a small one-room office in downtown Wetumpka, Alabama. I was on a mission to make home equity and debt consolidation loans available to homeowners regardless of their credit rating. In the beginning, I remember wondering, how in the world would we reach the people that needed our services? Well, I took a chance on radio advertising, and the rest is now history. Through the years, we've helped thousands of Alabama homeowners with mortgages, home equity, and debt consolidation loans. Today, MCS is practically a household name across the entire state. In order to succeed, you've got to reach the people who need your services the most. That's a fact, and radio works. If you'd like to grow your business, log on to newsradio1440.com and click on Grow Your Business. That's newsradio1440.com and click on Grow Your Business. Take it from me, radio works.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-251-2305. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-251-2305 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-251-2305 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-251-2305.
Montgomery, Prattville, Selma, Millbrook, Wetumpka, Tallahassee, Auburn, Opelika. Are you ready for your lucky break? Then today is your lucky day. I want to help you shamrock and roll out in a nicer, newer car you deserve. And you could save up to $3,737 based on the price of the car you pick. Plus, my inventory is doubling and doubling over and over. It's me, Matt Parsley, at Budget Car and Truck Sales Montgomery. We've got the biggest selection of nicer, newer cars this side of the Emerald Coast. If you want a nicer, newer car, van, or SUV, I want to help you shamrock and roll out in a nicer, newer car.
You could save $3,777. Listen, with my For the People credit approval process, getting approved is so easy, you'll be dancing a jig. Come on down and get lucky, and you could shamrock and roll out in a nicer, newer car you deserve, with savings up to $3,777 based on the price of the car you pick. But hurry, this deal is done once I've helped 137 people get lucky. I'm Matt Parsley. I'm your dealer for the people. Make your own luck at 61 Mendel Parkway, just off Atlanta Highway. BudgetSaysYes.com. That's BudgetSaysYes.com.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
And we are back. All right. Take this one call here. Good morning. Who's this? Morning. Well, say it. Say it. You do. Yes, yes. He got arrested. I'm still trying to figure out how you do that in the halls of Congress, who's supposed to represent the Constitution of the United States and the freedom of speech. How do you get arrested? The national, yeah. Yeah, I'm afraid you're right, my friend. I'm afraid you're right. But you know what? Yeah, there's something worth fighting for. What? What do you say? What do you say? All right. Hey man, it's 7:48 in the morning. Listen, I got stuff to do here. 17. See, that's why I don't like taking calls because y'all weird me out. Good morning. Yes, sir. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. But wait a minute. Wasn't that freedom of speech? I know, wasn't that Trump's freedom of speech? But wasn't that Trump's freedom of speech? Sure, but speech. uh, There's consequences to speech, though. There's consequences to speech. Yeah, yeah. Everybody does it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And yeah. Again, that's his freedom of speech too. Yes. Yes. Mhm. Yes. 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 Well, I think that was the worst decision he ever made was not allowing those folks to have their weapons. That was a bad decision, but you know. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a sombering. It's a sobering. Yeah, 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 yeah. I yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. And I think yeah, it's easy. It's better to fight over there than fighting in the streets over here. So yeah, that's what it said. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. All right, hey, appreciate it. Yeah, it's better. I mean, we catch hell when the lights go out over here for 24 hours, or when we don't have the internet. Well, you put a couple of bombs over here. Somebody attacking us, like ask the people at Pearl Harbor, the ones who are still alive. Yeah, it has a tendency to change your mind about a lot of things. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. I do got Willie Knight and them coming up at 8 o'clock about the family. We're going to talk to that. The word of the day is ulterior. Ulterior. It describes things, usually motives, objectives, and reasons and agendas that are kept hidden in order to achieve a particular result. Ulterior. Okay, that's Ulterior. That's the word of the day. Basically, you're doing something for unknown reasons. Okay, why you pat me on the back? Because I got a knife in the other hand. Oh, so your motive was to hurt a brother. Okay, I'm just saying. Lessons of life. These are things you learn by living. There's no other way. Nothing takes the place of living and learning. And here's one that I have found to be when I get my head in the clouds and think I'm somebody and I think I've done it all right. Well, this one right here kind of brings you back down to level ground. I have found out in life that we ought not complain that God did not always give us what we deserve. Be thankful that He didn't. Because all of us, none of our records are as white as snow or as innocent as the lamb. We all have done some things, if we think about it for a second, that if we got what we deserved, we would have been in some serious trouble. Okay? So, good morning to you. That's a lesson of life today. So, don't go around complaining about what you don't have, what you didn't get. Be thankful sometimes that you didn't get it. Woo! I'm telling you, that hits home. Let me tell you a couple things happened on this date before we, in the hour 1901, the 23rd president of the United States, Benjamin Harrison, died in Indianapolis, Indiana, at age 67. 1925, Tennessee General Assembly approved a bill prohibiting teaching the theory of evolution. Governor Austin Peay signed the measure on March the 21st. Education is a wonderful thing. 1928, at least 400 people died when the San Francisco Canyon in Southern California was inundated with water after the nearly 2-year-old St. Francis Dam collapsed just before the midnight on March the 12th. 1933, banks in the United States began to reopen after a holiday, as it were, declared by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. 1934, a gang that included John Dillinger and Babyface Nelson robbed the First National Bank of Mason City, Iowa, making off with $52,344. In 1964, bar manager Catherine Kitty Genovese, 28, was stabbed to death near her Queens, New York home. The case gained notoriety over the supposed reluctance of Genovese's neighbors to respond to her cries for help. The year was 1975. I was 18 years old, lost, so I was somewhere. What was that? Fort Dix? Somewhere like that. The first Chili's restaurant was opened in Dallas by Larry Levine. And the year was 1980. I remember this too. The Ford Motor Company chairman, Henry Ford, announced he was stepping down the same day. A jury in Winamac, Indiana, found the company not guilty of reckless homicide in the fiery death of 3 young women in a Ford Pinto. Yeah, that didn't do the reputation of, although that was one of the ugliest cars ever made. Uh, yeah, I remember those three girls getting killed in that car. And I guess they thought that I guess somebody thought that Ford could have did a better job of building it and making it a lot more safer, but they found them innocent of that charge. 1996, a gunman burst into an elementary school in Dunblane, Scotland, opened fire, killing 16 children, one teacher, before killing himself. Well, at least he had the unmitigated goal to do the right thing at the end. He didn't have to take anybody with him. Whew, I tell you, 15 years ago, President Barack Hussein Obama met with former Federal Reserve Chairman Paul Volcker, chairman of its Economic Recovery Advisory Board. Everybody's got Economic Recovery Advisory Board. The president then went before the reporters to say his administration was working to create a post-bubble model for the solid economic growth once the recession ended. I don't think the recession ever ended, personally. At least not in my checking account. 10 years ago, seeking to pacify frustrated immigration advocates, you see how long we've been going through this, President Barack Obama directed the government to find a more humane way to handle deportations of people who break into the country. Well, he said immigrants illegally. Okay, what part about illegal? Because listen, why don't we just let all the Americans out of jail who only did minor things, rather than why are we making an excuse for people who break in this country? I can't figure that out. But we'll put people in jail for not paying a speeding ticket. Speeding ticket. We'll put them in jail. But we allow people to break into our country illegally. I don't understand that. That just messes my mind all up. I mean, hey, we got people in jail right now for not paying child support, not doing all kinds of things that have a lot less than these people breaking into the country. But anyway, I don't know. Every president, I guess, wants to get reelected. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking about. Every president wants to get reelected. Anyway, I gotta go. Time's up. So you guys hang loose. Mr. Knight and his friend gonna be up here. We're gonna talk about the family, how to get it back, or will we ever get our family back to the way it used to be? But these guys will come on and tell us about what they want to do. So we'll be back in a little bit.
Get ready for Trump versus Biden 3 minutes. After yesterday's primaries, both the current and former president have secured the delegates they need to take their parties from their nominations. Time on the panel could be limited as well. Correspondent Robert Costa is going to be interesting to he's going to start and can't spend much time as the number one in Michigan and Pennsylvania. Leaders in prison in Russia. Surrender. And the president of Lithuania, where Volkov now lives, has this message for Vladimir Putin. Mississippi Senate has passed a bill that is second year in a row that would send the control of gas and troubled water system to a regional bill. Senator David Butler mentions about the various system going forward so that it can be better for the people for generations to come. Officials in Pittsburgh say a husband and wife in their 80s were killed when a house exploded and set off a fireball. People felt it more than a mile away. How are you doing? I'm doing all right, I guess. If you shop at Dollar Tree, you're taking grocery after missing quarterly sales and profit projection. Company laid out plans this morning to shut down 970 locations. Dollar Tree sales down 8%. This is CBS News. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your home and life. Where you buy yours. Get a quote at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com. See, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is Medishare. If you're switching to Medishare, to save many things at $500 a month. And that is huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making this switch too. The member satisfaction rate for Medishare from China double. Double. Medishare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members share more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and huge nationwide. Yeah, well, you can save it to them. Make it better. Make it better. If you're self-employed or helping you plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of here's the number you need. 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE. Watch out, game fakes.
The New York Times is sending takedown notices to groups that mimic Wordle, the online word game purchased in 2022. We're not here to judge. Coming up with Wordle hacks is one thing. The Times alleges that tweets inspired by Wordle amount to copyright infringement. This includes against one user on the software developer platform GitHub who created a Google clone project that provides instructions on how to create a knockoff version of Wordle. It's Wordle.
We just want to get up this come on.
Did you join the insanity?
Goodness, you know what? I might need a woman up here every night. I'm always available here. So I didn't get to the other one. I got one of the smartest ones. Well, you can get somebody that can talk, and that's good. Well, that's the only thing I'm good for, just talking. I'm talking. I think that he was looking for another food where
fingernail wearing, long eyelash wearing, chewing gum chewing.
You know, we like them long eyelash.
I know y'all do. Things you want.
Yeah, we know they fake, but we like it. I didn't know they had fake boobies.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. Why?
Well, if they have fake penises, why can't you have fake boobs?
Well, we don't really.
I know, see, y'all don't want to talk about that.
Well, I wouldn't know about it.
You don't want to talk
And
about
those
that.
are two women who try to wear those things.
Yeah, but not necessarily. You but either way, I didn't say that.
Sound like you know a lot of women.
Well, I do. I do. I hear a lot of stories from a lot of women. Now, one thing for sure. All kinds of stories.
Oh, Lord. What's that? Let's see. Okay, now we are live.
I'm linking that right now.
Yeah, you can say what you want to say. Just remember, there will be consequences.
I don't do all this electronic stuff.
We're gonna be fine.
Yeah, they could.
I'm fine.
Barbara's been around a while.
I've been around for a couple of 100 years.
But I tell you what, though, that this conversation certainly needs to be had.
It's long overdue,
But
and we need to have it on a regular basis.
we do, but that's what we're doing.
And see, the thing is, Kevin, we have it, and then we drop the ball.
Yeah.
And then we come back trying to do it a few months or a few years later.
But I still say women are the predominant problem we have.
I agree, 100%. I agree.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
I agree. I agree. You don't get no argument from me. True. I recognize truth and I respect truth.
They ain't the only problem, but hey,
And one of them,
something to do with it.
You weren't looking to hear that.
No.
I agree.
I was waiting to hear that anti-man.
No. The thing is, we turn our boys into something other than men. We can't teach boys how to be men. And I get so tired of women telling boys, I'm your mama and your daddy. No, you ain't his daddy.
You're a lot of things, and you may have to fulfill that role because you picked the wrong guy.
That's your choice and your decision. You laid up on your back and made that.
And you know what? That's exactly what we were talking about the other day. When she was talking first, I told her, man, you be the first one. What's your name? He's on his way. One thing about Ed, he got the kids in school.
Absolutely.
Maybe he might have had, might have to stop in and speak to somebody. But this kid's gonna be mad like mine do. That's actually me and him met each other and we were Facebook friends. Then we met on this thing called Dads and Donuts up at Carver. Mr. Van Dyke, but the amount of black men that were there was mind-blowing.
That's a blessing.
And boy, it goes to show that there are a lot of this that are involved.
Yeah.
But there is a certain spectrum of parents that are not involved. Like when Carver and they had that joint meeting, he was a whole lot more.
Okay, we're back. We've been always to the cabbage. Where do you go? Now you gotta have some age on you.
Oh yes, rain and night.
Yeah. Just saying, let me know
Oh
about
yes.
life.
Oh yes.
It's all right. Yeah, I remember sitting on the dock of the bay. Oh, that's the wrong song.
Yeah, wrong song, wrong artist.
Raining up in Georgia. Although I used to live in Georgia back in the day, a little town called Rome. They probably got a statue of me there now, so I'm just gonna go back and check. I'm gonna go back and check and see if they, if they still got it up. We got to. You remember this? It's a mythology thing. I think the dog with all you've seen this somewhere. A dog with a bunch of babies trying to get milk from the dog.
Suckling,
Yeah.
suckling,
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
want to use that word. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
Okay.
I keep it real. I tell it like it is.
Okay. But I forgot what it is. I think it's an old mythology thing, old Greek thing anyway. Yeah. Rome's got this dog up there with a bunch of other dogs, doing that thing. And It's a sister city of Rome in Italy. Anyway, good morning to you. That voice you hear, that is the one of the infamous Barbara May, and along with Reverend Willie Knight. And it is what do we start to call this? Okay, family. I thought we called it something else. But that'll work too. There are a lot of conversations going on in this country every day about our young men who are not the only people doing bad things, but proportionately we are overly represented in the penal system. And the question is why? Um, is it the man's fault? Is it the woman's fault? Society's fault? Combination of all three? That discussion will never end. And we brought somebody up here this morning. Barbara Mays has been actually involved with many different projects, some of the schools and all kinds of things. And you used to be matter of fact, you used to have your own radio show.
I sure did. I've been around for almost 100 years. And,
since I've been to town, I've been the man.
Well, that's okay. I'll bow to you. I will allow you to say that.
Yeah, I've been the man. I've been
Yeah.
everything. But y'all did a good job before I got here. Y'all laid the platform. I appreciate that.
So you walked into a ready,
like a ready-made family.
Yes.
Yeah, we know that. Anyway, Reverend Knight is the pastor of North Montgomery Baptist Church over there. And our churches, I guess they're doing all they can do. We can't blame the church for everything. First of all, you got to be able to go to church. You got to go to church, and you got to be able to at least abide by some of the rules of this. I feel like we can all do that. Everybody can live together, we can accomplish a lot.
Hallelujah. Yes.
And so, when dealing with this family structure issue that we're seeing today, the last couple of times we've been through, and for the first time, it's everybody like that. I mean, for coming home because that's her view from a woman's perspective, from a woman's perspective. Because one thing we do understand, older men and older women, there does come a level of wisdom that this generation is missing.
Yes.
And so the question that we've been wrestling with is, where did we go wrong, and what do we do to turn this around? Now, today, I thought about something that Kevin said a couple of weeks ago, and I've heard this a lot. Today, I said, I think one of the biggest lies told is that the biggest problem today is that babies are having babies.
Mm-hmm.
When really, if you go back and you start looking at the map, mama and grandmama, their ages are just around the same range that our age is from our kids. That your grandmother's age is for her kids. So it could be the problem is that babies are having babies. It got to be something else. I tapped into something. Me personally, we're open the phone lines up. This is not a this is not the. I think one of the biggest things that has happened that's very detrimental to our community is the morale state. Things that are being permitted. And I'll give you an example. When I was younger, if you said something wrong at first, they didn't laugh at it. You got pumped. Now, when the kids curse, they laugh. They make real of it. Meaning it's celebrated instead of correct.
It is my pleasure and my honor to be able to be here this evening, because I think what we're doing today needs to be ongoing. It doesn't need to be a 15-minute or one-time opportunity to continue this message. It needs to be. Second of all, you're 100% correct in what you're saying. When you have parents encouraging their children on TikTok and other various videos a baby 18 months old, 2 years old, to curse and say certain ugly things, encouraging that child to do those kinds of things, that tells me there is a breakdown in the family. That's really right there. That's okay. I'm fine. You're a man, whatever. That's fine. But when you have parents doing those kinds of things and say those kinds of things to babies, that tells me that parent already has some shortcomings. That parent themselves need help right then and there. How can you parent a child when you yourself have never been parent?
These are the things that putting the school now. One thing that I know mentioned before, discipline starts at home.
Exactly.
So oh, keep in mind, they have no right and wrong. You're still in the school, and they don't have this home, so they don't have to place for to a teacher. And this is why I put into the yes, a teacher does not go to school all these years just to go to just to come and get to get first out. The job is the educator.
Not to discipline your child because they're not there to babysit your child for the 8 hours.
I disagree.
I got to hear why.
I disagree. True, the initial discipline atmosphere should begin at home, but school should be the catch-all because not only are they responsible for teaching us reading, writing, and arithmetic, but they also are responsible for teaching us the rules of society. And if your parents can't or won't do it, well, I would say that the school job, because that local parentis, that word is the legal relationship between children that go to school and teachers. It means in lieu of the parent. It's unfair, but you took the job. You said, I want to teach. Well, teaching is not only reading, writing, and arithmetic. It is also disciplining those kids.
Let me ask you something. It sounds to me like
it's shared.
Right,
it's shared.
But what happens if it doesn't start at home, but it starts at school? We talk about we're seeing it now, and you see a lot of parents becoming angry with teachers because teachers don't have to.
That's because they're idiots.
There's a word called expectation. And that word expectation means you don't expect my child to leave my house and the child goes to school. And that school suddenly is expected to discipline my child because I failed to do it. There is an expectation on behalf of the parent and an expectation on behalf of the everything that I don't do as a parent that I expect the school to do.
Well, I don't know if the parents expect that or not, but I think we as a society have a right to expect. First of all, these kids will be introduced to discipline one way or the other. It's either going to be jail or it's going to be school. Somebody, and so I would hate for the first time my child discipline is at the behest of some police whooping his butt on the side of the road or eating corn.
Look at everything before we get to that. We got parents that don't go to school with discipline.
They send the child home with the parent. Okay, let's not poison the atmosphere for all of the other kids who want to be there because we don't want. And listen, and you're right. If Tamika is crazy as hell anyway, then we don't need her coming up to school with her crazy kid. Bill Cosby said one time he looked at the child, he wondered why he acted, and he looked at the parents and saw that incident. Okay. So that's not our fault that you've grown and you can't raise your you don't but you shouldn't be a burden to the rest of us.
That was the wrong. Neither one of my parents come to school. Because I knew the time. If they were going to school, yeah, they were coming to me because I was misbehaving. It was not going to go my way. I already knew.
We got to take, well, let me take this call down. I got to take my first break after this. Good morning on air. Worse than drugs. Worse than drugs. Yeah. And people don't think that music has an effect on us.
Oh, absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
Hey, appreciate your call. Let's take a break. We're back. Reverend Willie Knight with us, Barbara Mays, the infamous Barbara Mays. I thought you were going to run for office. Run for
I'll leave it to the real Congress folks, they call themselves.
We'll be back.
No, that ain't gonna happen right
This is a good start, but man, I disagree with that. You know, and it's, I've got to. No question, Mr. Kevin. Okay, we're good. I gotta disagree because you know what? It's okay. You said your kids his kids already have, but I don't maybe give him the benefit of that home site.
Yes.
You know, and he like you said, Shamika, they won't send Shamika's kids home. But guess what happens? If Shamika's kids are not corrected in that environment,
yes.
Eventually that mindset, that spirit spread. Do you agree?
Sure, but you know, it's like we take kids from all over the place. I was one of those kids from all over the place. And they they're disciplined. I don't know if they're disciplined. They put you out
listening to what you're saying, it's almost agree like we did in
No, but some parents don't know how to be parents.
Okay, but okay, so with that, right? Now you gotta look at now what and where. And that goes back to what you said, they don't have a choice. Now, so what I'm gonna say is we're at a good spot. This one might still over for a while because there's a lot of blame to be had. So you got I say the parents getting at the schools the discipline that kids instead of partnering with them to correct their kids.
So that's what you gotta do. You gotta fundraise to what can we do to build a partnership? Ms. Jones, what can we do? What do you want us to do? Let Ms. Jones tell you.
But the parents have to get involved, right? What we condone at home in our house might not be condoned in every house.
That's correct.
So, you know, I just want to make sure you stick back to the crazy. Through the walls you go. I'm coming behind you through the other walls. I got 4 walls in every room. But I'm gonna get mine. They already know. Just like the worst thing you could do is call my dad up to school. And he had to come get me.
Yeah.
And he was embarrassed off of his job. You know, he was military. So he went to school on base. Yeah. I was a guaranteed being, don't worry about the TV. Just be glad, you know.
You know, the thing is, let's find a way to make this work for you and for us.
You have to implement this.
But you gotta communicate. That's the problem. There is no communication. The principals are tired. The teachers and principals are tired of having to deal with this every day, all day long. The parents come in with these attitudes. Y'all supposed. That's what he here for. Y'all supposed to take care of him. Okay, that's true too. We're ready to do that. Tell us what we need to do. Tell us what works for you. Open up that line and put the ball in their court and let them tell you what they want done and how they want it.
And another thing that I've noticed that we do, and I mean, you said it before about staying home, we hear black women. This is why I gotta agree with Kevin. Will scream, nobody better not touch my child.
Absolutely.
Now you put everybody up for the judge.
That's right.
Yes.
And when in front of the judge, because I was on DYS a couple of weeks ago, I and all of them to a T, all of them to a T said, I made some bad decisions, hung around the wrong people. And that's what got them. In other words, they did not have the discipline to make correct decisions.
But the thing about the schools is they are not given the authority to create their way of discipline.
Actually, that's not true. The state of Alabama says they have it. The small schools won't do it because they don't want to put it with Leroy or Bubba or Shanika. Yeah, because you know the one place that we can use discipline in our society, and we do whatever we have to do as much as we can do to make you the best. Football. We'll let a coach do whatever he has to do to make the best. No. A teacher is a coach of that classroom.
But don't they set the rules about how you can, because every child is behind, right? So
that's education. But the state of Alabama can't do anything that the state there's no law that says you cannot spank your child. There's no law on the book that said that. As a matter of fact, it said.
But is that the rule though?
Yeah, the rules are made by the local school board, and we got a bunch of women up there who act like these boys don't pay them attention when the boys are bigger than the women.
So I guess my question is, so the state board of education, did they say you can paddle?
Yeah, it's the local school boards who won't because they don't harass them from Shanika or Tanika or Mary Sue, whoever the hell it is.
One thing that you did say, I'll never forget my daughter was an unruly child. And I'll never forget, I told the judge, point blank, if you, Your Honor, take her home with you.
That's right.
And I meant just that.
That's right.
I've always been a little bit crazy like that. You take her home.
Crazy about it.
And I meant just that, because she's turned out to be the best child. She's a minister now, everything. But the thing is, I think until we learn to communicate more effectively, because we need to shake our head and roll in our eyes.
There's too many women in charge.
I gotta agree. Until women learn to communicate instead of dealing with the emotions of the issue, let's deal with the facts of the issue. And that's something we don't deal with either at the education level or at the parental level. We don't deal with facts, we deal with emotions. And that's why I tell people all the time, you tell me out, because I'm still dealing with emotions. He's dealing with facts. You deal with emotions, I deal only in facts. And that's why for a few minutes when we start talking about prison and why our children end up in prison, and why I end up talking to families who are burying their loved ones without organs and things of that sort. Because I'm dealing with, the mama calls me and says, well, I got to bury my son. And his brain is taken out, his heart is taken out, and the undertaker doesn't have a heart to get buried. You're dealing with all that emotion. I can't get into that. I'm only dealing with what you do. The facts of it. You can't deal with me. You can't deal with me. Everybody called in?
Okay. I can't see you. And we are back. Our guests, we got a couple of guests up here. We've got El Milner here and Barbara Mays, as well as Pat tonight. They decided a month or so ago that they wanted to talk about this now because we can't go through the day without hearing somebody's child has been hurt, somebody's child has hurt somebody, somebody's child has died senselessly on somewhere. In Birmingham a couple of weeks ago, 4 kids were killed on the street, just 4 at one time. Then the other day, a lady named young lady named Mahogany in Birmingham the other day, killed by 7 individuals, and one of those individuals is female. People are not only, let's not talk about the economic toll that this is costing them. People are moving out of town. Nobody wants to bring things into town. Rent going up. There are all kinds of things that all this violence, and at the bottom line of all of this is a lack of discipline and a lack of fatherly involvement, I think, in our kids' lives. And so the men don't get off of this either. People wake up.
Let me jump in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I'm a woman. I've had children, have been in and out of relationships like any other woman out there. But I do believe we have to do a better job of choosing the men we bring into our lives. And let me say that again. We have to do a better job of choosing the men we bring into relationships in and out of our lives. And every man that we are in a relationship with does not have to produce a female. Birth control today is free pretty much overall. And every child that is born into this world, you make a choice to bring that child into this world. And if you bring that child into this world, male and female, father and mother, then love that child enough to take care of that child and do the best you can. You don't have to have $1 million. I certainly didn't. When my children were growing up, we struggled like anybody else did. But at the same time, we do it the best we could do.
It worked out.
It worked out.
Somehow eating biscuits and syrup someday.
I mean,
Yeah,
we had cereal for dinner
but
sometimes.
it worked.
They're healthy.
Let's do this family. Before we do it together. The reason why I'm late getting here this morning is because I'm a daddy. I make sure my kids get to school on time.
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure I'm involved. The school knows me. I walk in the door, they know my face. There's no question about who was that guy at the door. Hey, Mr. That's what it's about. I know y'all were talking earlier about musical, and as it relates to school, and we were talking about off the radio about what we how we discipline our children at home may not be the same way that a teacher, because every teacher is different, they may discipline in a different way. And so I was bringing up the question of, well, what about the schools here locally? Are they not allowed to,
They are allowed, but the policy of the school board is that until they go to jail.
And then it's too late. And then people are. I just saw a video. Somebody post a video of somebody with a cell phone in jail with a camera on POs apparently beating up an inmate. But we don't know what was going on.
You're gonna get a whooping one way or the
But
other.
the thing is, let's not wait until let's not let our kids get to that point where they're in prison or they're in county jail, city jail. Now you want to cry. Now you want to complain about the conditions.
Yeah.
Or they're dying in state prisons, being buried without organs, and loved ones don't even get to visit where they're loving ones.
Good morning on there.
Yes.
All right, 860-1440 is our number here. How do we get our families back? Has nothing to do with money. Right, that's one of the elements. But you have to get people's attention. It's hard to talk to a man about God if he's hungry.
I want to say something to she said, they didn't have a lot of money. And I listened to it.
Yeah, he said every day.
You know, he's blessed with a surplus of wisdom.
Yes.
And let me say something that he said, I'm gonna put it like this. You've got to go back to what once was.
Absolutely.
In our case, in the family, years ago, they were building more schools and less prison. 50 years later, 60 years later, we're building more prisons, closing down schools. So what happened? It took God out of school.
And they took God out of school.
You can't,
You can pray in school anytime you want to. I ain't talking about praying together. You ain't talking to God for the community. It ain't a community prayer. It's your prayer that you need to worry about.
The thing is, Christianity is the basis of this country. And so the thing is, the left or the society, I would say society, has pushed us away from God of the Bible. So therefore, they don't want Christians to be able to openly pray and speak about God because now you're leaving out the Muslims, the whatever Hindus, or whatever else, free God people, whatever. So now they say it's freedom of religion, so you can't just choose one. So they say nobody does it.
But no one individual can be stopped from praying to God. You can maybe let's do the test.
Somebody. You look at what once worked. Systematically, they have removed every element that once worked.
No, we let them move.
No. We
let them move.
Whether we led or they forced, it's gone, right? So you have to look at those elements, and I think the first thing that we can all mutually agree upon is discipline.
Good morning, on there.
Good.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
You don't wear your club clothes. Whatever you do, don't wear your club party clothes or field trips with your children and the school.
That's right.
Do not put on that short tail dress that you think you're going to wear to the party.
Let's not go too far here.
Well, right, real quick. Miss Cookie, when you said for family, what do you mean by that? Who's that? Thank you. You said it. Mother, father. Thank you.
Yeah. Got to take a break. We'll come back with Chicago comments right after this. It's a family affair. All we get in now is find the rest of the family. We'll be back.
And that bonnet. You gotta put that bonnet on, right?
I'm gonna go back to that more. It's probably gonna kick out. We celebrate all the wrong things. Absolutely. Now, kids graduate, they're gonna have to do. But junior get out of prison, it's a block party. And we're the only one. We are the only race. I agree. I ain't never seen white. This is to get your butt up, bring your butt up, and get you a job. You got 30 days to do this. Standards that are there. But when we get out of prison, there's a block party. There's
3 days at home. The whole weekend. We do it for the weekend.
You look out the president.
He just got done.
And then the extra part about that is the whole time he's been locked up, nobody putting no money on his book, they're not calling him, they're not visiting. But as soon as he gets home, everybody's there. Everybody's over.
Yes. We've got to do this, but this has to come from us as a people. So we've got this thing turned around.
Even with what's going to go on here in Montgomery, right? Now, we got a problem with Lanier, consolidated. This could be a major issue for everybody in the city because these are rival schools. You're consolidating, which means there's not going to be as much room in the schools for all of the students. And no parents are concerned. But Kevin, I seen some women, this is no joke, they were buying hair. And the girls was trying to figure out what color they were going to get their toes and stuff did.
Oh, no.
For March 23rd, the Deuce Conrad Day in Ridgecrest. You know, they're going to have the whole Ridgecrest blocked off.
Are you serious?
There's a whole
Every March 23rd.
It's a rap group. So March the 23rd, watch Ridgecrest. Keep your eyes on folks that are regular residents in Ridgecrest. If you want to have
is he still a singer? Is he still
around? It's a group out of Lanier. If you wanna have a decent night of sleep, you better get a hotel real quick. Maybe downtown.
That's my daughter's birthday. Y'all have a
I tell you what you do. Text your granddaughter.
Yeah.
She knows.
Yeah.
Ask your granddaughter.
For 20 years.
Yeah. Doc. And this just goes to show you the mindset. Now, if you don't see white people doing this, they call it Woodstock, and it's full of graduates, right? People that graduated, folks that hippies that like to get high and stuff like that. We got the biggest drug dealer reunion that we're about to commemorate. And your mayor, y'all mayor, the one y'all so desperately had to have, gave them a holiday. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What? And this is coming from sworn in elected officers.
Right. I tell you what. This last year.
I ain't never heard of him.
Oh my God! I tell you what.
He had that fish fried chicken frying day or something.
It was
giving something back.
It's a total embarrassment. So what? And if you ask them, hey, what y'all celebrating? Oh, March 23rd, the day we got together. Okay, what have you done? What have you done?
They're not very big. I ain't heard of them, so because I don't listen.
Oh, it's big. You just don't get out.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But
it's only big here in Montgomery. Or
only big in
they've been in the South. I mean,
yeah. But I said, say this.
Nice name though, Deuce Conrad.
Yeah, Deuce Conrad.
Is it Deuce or Douche?
Deuce.
More like
Deuce Conrad. I heard about it last year when he did it.
Yeah, it's a group. It's like 6 of them, something like that.
Yeah, when he was running for re-election, he did Deuce Conrad Day.
Yeah, and that's because that's what our people we settle for buffoonery.
Foolishness.
Right. Reed ran. I'm gonna ask y'all something. Y'all are pretty much. I want to be the least educated person in the room. What did he promise the black community he was going to do for?
Nothing, and gave him nothing.
He said he's gonna fight crime.
Nothing, and gave him nothing.
He said that. He did say that.
You don't get none if you don't ask for nothing.
What we get are picnic parties, T-shirts, hot dogs, and fake awards.
Yeah.
And chicken.
And chicken. That's what we get.
We do chicken.
And we smile and dance and
Yeah.
shake a tail
Shake our
feather.
butts. Mhm.
So okay, they give you just what you're looking for. But this has got to be the biggest slap in the face. And I'm definitely gonna bring this thing up because I want to talk about go back to this moral standpoint that we were talking about. Uh, if
Put my glasses on so I can see.
people, and I'm sorry that people's hearts and brains are coming up missing that are in prison. But here's the thing: treat prison like you do church. Most of them don't want to go to church. You don't have to go to prison. Going to prison means that you did something
Can
to
you
break the
send
law.
that to my phone? Yeah. Thank you. Send that to my phone, please.
We're going back on. Okay.
And we are back. Family, how to get it back together, how to give it how to get that sparkle back to it, how to resume the importance of that structure. Because black folks back in the day, if we didn't have nothing, we had family. Because we could move the place up. But we hung around them anyway, but it made us closer. How do we get our kids back? Let's get back to the phone. Good morning on there. Thanks for holding. Morning.
I mean, you got the government to thank for that. That's there. Um, it is. But let me ask you this, Colin. Let's look at that, Colin. Just personally, I look at that as low standard. A woman that values herself is not going to put Walmart prices on something that's prices. So if you got somebody, a woman, propositioning herself to a person that she don't know. One of my biggest fears is that one of my fears is people that are cheating. You can't look and see a person that there's no sticker on the forehead, no kind of nothing. So we got to teach yourself that can't wreck careless steps. Nobody want to open the envelope, selling it, selling it and giving it away.
However, now let's not let the man off the hook. They can't sell it unless somebody willing to buy it.
I agree. I agree.
Now you got some experience in that. You got the, I'm just saying. Okay. You heard the fine man. I hear what you're saying. 8:49 in the morning. Our numbers are 860-1440. Good morning on there. Good morning.
Good morning.
He prevailed in court and he was he took one pound. Yeah, I understand.
Words that, well, we're going to take you to jail. You're going to lose your job. That's the problem. The unit is
Yeah, I absolutely agree with what he said about. That's what I was just talking about the whole school not allowing you to pray or talk about God openly because there's always a feedback. There's always a lawsuit that gets placed, and then it goes through the courts. And what you have is you have president just said. Yeah, that's all it is. Like once there's a president said, then whatever situation,
And I can think of
it can spread easily.
God is not mandated.
Right.
So the government and the school should mandate you pray, and but they should not stop you from praying. You. Even God don't force it. He gives us the freedom to decide our faith. And I think everybody, I agree with the ruling of the court. What if you're wicked? What if you are Islam? Whatever, and people don't believe you. I mean, people don't, but okay. Praying is for you and the big Lord, not you so everybody can see. Right. Yeah, right. Dude, right. If they come on, yeah. Because but he worked for the school, right, but he worked for the school, but the students were compelled almost to do it because they feel under. Who told you they were compelled? And I hear you. But then if the students have came up with it, that's one thing. So they did. Then why are we having this conversation about it? Yeah. Everybody else is different too. I don't think that's one of the first who initiated. I don't know. I mean, you can just. Let's see who is with. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Mm-hmm. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Embarrassed. It was embarrassed. Mm-hmm. No, no way. Did you see what, good morning, how you doing, man? I'm doing well. Oh, good. I'm sorry. It sounds so much alike. I'm sorry. That's what it looked like. Look, did you not see what they said, in the part where, they're not going to go because of the incident, they don't want to. If you are with, take it as if you are with the thought of the parent, you work with kids there because you see walls take place right up you see a mall. Yeah. And the parents the very next day, not the next week, but the next day, you spend their kids. Yeah. You see a mall, I don't know what the great children at home.
Well, thank you so much for the compliment. And thank you. I was not aware of that situation myself. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. But for every parent who hears this, knows of this, as a mother, as a grandmother, as someone who loves this community, I'm asking you to please reconsider the decisions you're making for your children and grandchildren on a daily basis. I can't tell anybody what to do. I can only ask you to please look at what you're doing because those children are going to grow up. Those children are going to have families of their own. Would you want them or their children to have to deal with a lot of the negativity that we are having to deal with on a daily basis here in Montgomery? And I can imagine the answer is no.
Good morning. Who's this? Well, Aronde Mitchell is Aronde works in one of our city councilmen works in the truancy department. I guess they can't get him home.
Well, you know the thing.
What, see the text? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Right, and I'll say this, Carla. Thanks for bringing that up, by the way. My kids are in elementary school, and I remember they didn't go to school right one day because they were sick, and so we got a phone call from NPS saying your child such and such is not in school today. There needs to be a valid excuse sent to the school. But my thing is, of course, we had a valid excuse, but what about those kids who are not in school? I'm sure they get a phone call, but what follows the phone call? Like, right.
Well, Reverend, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm gonna call you Reverend because you can't never get that thing over with. What is that? Where you go? Where you go? I'm gonna say you're pretty real, but you know, and this is the conversation that needs to be had and expound because there's so many different levels to this stuff that we're talking about.
Exactly.
And you know something, at one time, nobody called in and not yet. The word ain't got out. Well, it's out. But you know, I want to know the 105 one minute. Why don't you guys give him a call for information to the kids? And he told me, he said, "Perfect, not gonna do it." Because they ain't about it ain't about giving the kids information. It's about just attracting them to that rock music.
Now, unless you go and know the book page, back page drive, or
back page,
fish fry or something. They'll put that on there.
Back page. That's what the name. The integrity that she has, you know, the level of integrity.
Mm-hmm. They said that the young lady, you said 62, when the guy said he looked up for the lady, he was talking about the lady was trying to get with him. He was like, you know what else? This is going too hard. It's like overweight.
Right.
You're just laying it out. You know what it is. Now it's forcing us to do a couple of things that we already realize. This is a concept conversation because it's forcing us to assume accountability and responsibility.
What is the thing that they are wanting someone to address, and they can't address it because when they do this, they're coming from people who look like what the problem is.
Right? We can't sit back and play
evaluating what we're doing. We're having to actually examine what it is that we're promoting, what we're pushing. I can't even say. I'm gonna go back and talk about that rap music because he's not lying. You turn the radio on every day, right? 90% of the songs that you listen to on 105.7, that's remember we can't call it radio. Here, on the station, pretty great. You ain't got one talking about sticking her tail. You got
If Arande Mitchell is over the make all the laws and all of this stuff, nobody can force
enforcing the law and holding and enforcing exactly.
Nobody can that either. I'm like the man who says he was you try to medicine advocate around the industry area, any kind of Bay Area. Get all those kids walking from the Capitol Hill. And that's definitely is not open at the Capitol House.
So let's take that every area, prostitution, drug selling, everybody got money with it. I mean, they might have to make a good so much things in broad daylight.
Yes.
And of course you show you got to know that the police and then we can look at it. The annual review board and all that. You don't feel like you do together. So if you okay, it didn't take you to school. So they can explain. Let's say if she was on it, I don't understand the jargon because what we have a hard time understanding what is legal may not be moral. What is moral may not be legal. But we need somebody in the middle there to explain.
They won't put her on that board. They're not gonna put me on that board. They're not gonna put him on that board at all. Or you. They're gonna put people who are against the police on that board.
And I feel like that's
what they get on that board.
I want to have a retired policeman on that board. Without a policeman on it,
the police ain't gonna be the same way.
But the police know the procedure and they know the law. Okay, and with that being said, if we're gonna have a review board, make it secret that know the law. Exactly, because street law and legal law it's two different things. But that's why you have a policeman on there, or an attorney or somebody with authority and knows knowledge of how to do it. The problem with us, because you can't stand out and pick a fox to guard the hen. And so that's had a review board to monitor the chicken.
And in a perfect world, that would be the case, but it's not the case because if they put that one officer, they put 8 other people who are street people. Well, they got some who's in jail, and they're like, I want my people out.
If we get it, we need to. If we want them, we want them. You don't want me on it. I don't want them.
But the same body is that's not what's going to happen.
But the last I checked, it is the government. But we don't demand anything. We just did a deduced contract thing. And then you wonder why everybody got beat up, why things not working. We know why they beat up. And sometimes we need help, and that's why you have review board, you that money at scale. So if you do it early, it won't be a problem. How many people do you think were standing before the judges now were not disciplined in their homes back then? Oh, a lot of them. At least 50%? Yeah.
properly. This is a pretty good segment, a pretty good show.
We gotta
today.
keep it going, folks.
Yeah, we can. Our biggest problem, how do we reach people who involved in this? We're not. Well, no, I'm still so. If we're lucky, somebody will say, I heard about this, and then they'll tell somebody, says, I heard about this. I realize that. But how do we reach those people? Yeah, you know, and to be honest with you, it'll take us doing this more than once every 2 weeks. Because keep in mind, we're able to reach that audience. If y'all can sell it, I'll give y'all for the week. But you got to sell it. Get somebody to sponsor it, and we'll do it. I don't know that. That's what your mouth says. How much would that? I don't know. You know, it's probably. How are you gonna say something about how much? Well, I'm not telling you what it is off the camera. I'll tell you what it means. Money talk, the rest walk. So that was right. I was putting the show. This is the last thing. That's what I was thinking. That's what that was. Thank you again, Ms. Mays, for coming on. I wasn't entertaining them women who really speak. I mean, a lot of people who really think to public. You know why? Because their uncle worked for somebody, one of these politicians, and everybody worked for somebody that knows somebody on my women. But you got some freedom in this thing. That's what I'm going to. Yeah. You. Like we all do this problem with the police. And have people speak out because it's just family members that are having a little time. But here, I think there's an issue that we miss sometimes. My good stuff. This level. I'm moderate. I mean, sometimes liberals are right. Right. Yeah, I'm not a Republican. But if somebody put a gun in my head, say, which philosophy do you adhere to? It would be the Republican philosophy. The conservative philosophy, not necessarily. I'm a Gandhi. I'm Christianity. I just ain't crazy about all you Christians. Talk about the family this morning. Our guest this morning is Barbara Mays, who's phenomenal with excellence, and we have Mr. L. Milliner, who's a what is it again?
I do the Captain Sports Show on Facebook and YouTube.
You making any money on that?
I'm a husband, a father.
You making any money on that YouTube thing?
Man, maybe not, man. Why you looking at my pockets? You need some money, Kevin?
No, I'm good. I just want to make sure you dedicated.
I probably got $1 if I reach real deep.
Okay, and then we got Pastor Willie May, who is the head pastor at North Montgomery Baptist Church, which is on North Montgomery somewhere. And New. Okay. So our numbers are 8 people. We're talking about the family this morning. How do we get it back together? Because there was a time when all Black folks had this family. Now we got family reunions in prison. I don't understand that one, but somebody does. One thing before we get back to the phone call, this is not just a problem. It's a problem in many Black communities in America. And white folks have problems too. We're not letting them off the hook. Yeah. But it seems that the issues we have are more destructive to that unit. And so I'm thinking it's culture. And they are that rap culture thing has eviscerated the lines between right and wrong, moral and immoral. How do we even? That's like the other day, the bling bling teacher, I think in Atlanta, he got indicted And he'll be telling everybody about how good money is and all that stuff. And get wherever he was, and now he went to jail. So it seems the thing we as black people we used to believe that got us where we were. We don't believe that. Yeah. Okay. Let's Democrat. We had a call that called in last hour, and he made a mention about what happened, which I have to agree with. We refuse to acknowledge, accept, or deal with the fact that the music that our kids listen to is the most destructive music that they've ever made. The teachers, poets, or ever other music. It encourage, we're the only ones that encourage our listeners. First of all, be great. We promote drug selling in our community, in our community. We promote everything that's something that's in that music and it's played over and over with a subliminal message. Even right here in Norfolk, off the hand, but I bring we don't even, things that are morally wrong, we still make them. A child graduates from high school, struck it all through high school. Their reward is Texas Roadhouse, so I think he graduated. But when Rico gets out of prison, they block off the whole block because they're going fast and we're going to go to prison. They're still waiting for Rico to get out of prison. We did. On the weekend, we got something coming up in the court. I'm March 23rd. You got to go March 22nd. If you want a piece of honesty, you might want to get a hotel somewhere because they're going to have these program days. And they were around back in and that's the day when they're going to come out and celebrate. I still, 20 years later, I hadn't figured out when we celebrate the mayor thought that was in the day. You just look at it. The mayor's doing it's his project for coming to this. Look at the music being played. And that is a part of the problem that we're facing. And until we don't it's going to continue to get better. One thing I got to say in the middle, we made one song about killing and the white community came together. They said this right here won't be accepted and promoted. And you have heard nothing else about it. Imagine what happens for people, men and women, in that same state.
But then how do we have our little babies out there shaking and dancing to that kind of music? Every mother, every father, everybody, the whole family, grandma, all of them out there celebrating this kind of behavior. I have a problem with that when it has nothing to do with age. There are other lessons we can be teaching our children and teaching our families.
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Yeah. And
what? Let me hop in real quick because so we talking about music and the culture. All right. So here's a part of the issue is when people do music or they do art in general, art are promoted as something that you can do that there's no right or wrong in doing it. It's just your self-expression. And so from that, people are able to do just about anything, right? Like there was art made when Trump was president where people were showing him and getting injured and attacked and things, right? And any other president, there may be an issue, but because it was him and it was art, it was accepted. And so people kind of brushed him to the side because the name of art it's allowed. And so, like Pastor Willie said, the culture is the music promotes violence, drug dealing. We reduce women down to just objects, not real people with
Well,
value.
they help with that. Okay.
Yeah.
So to other women, let them help them find their stuff in their brain, not in their body. That's just indeed what it is.
So see, that's why we need your dad and your mother to instill that in your daughter from a young age, instead of like Miss May said, you got the grandmothers and the mothers dancing in person with the little 5-year-old. If you do that, if you uplift that, you're going to grow up believing that's how you're supposed to do.
They're worth nothing more than shifting their bodies and twerking. What does a 5-year-old know about twerking?
Good morning, who's this? Yes. Morning.
Good morning. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Call of Duty. Yeah.
Yeah, wait a minute. This Hobson Cops, right? Oh, Mr. Hobson. Mr. Hobson. I want to touch something you just said a long time ago. We've always had video games where we promoted violence. I remember growing up playing games and we had, where we walk around and shoot different things. I don't think it's the video game per se. I think with the level of music and the music being more degrading now, and it's being more accepted now. Because we played G.I. Joe's growing up, something
Low range and Tonto.
I'm with that. So, the games have always been, especially for more, game.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Combat,
It's just stepping it up and
We
adding.
played Smith and Queer when I was a kid. Smith and Queer. Football.
But but that's a part of the problem, I think, is that parents have. But I think that's a part of the problem, Hobson, is the fact that I think the game companies and everybody is stepping it up, ramping it up, stepping it up, ramping it up to see how far they can go. And then, of course, the parents have to step back. There's no one in control or in the driver's seat to say, this is as far as we're going to let you guys go with our children. And the children are going to just sit there and enjoy it because it gets more fantastic with every new version or edition that comes out, nobody stops it.
Appreciate it, Mr. Brother from another. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everything about you. Yes.
Yeah, I don't really know. Unless they can show it puts out a virus or something, or extracts personal information from your cell phone. I mean, what's the difference between that and Pac-Man? So, yeah, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Will do.
Yeah.
Will do.
All right, now I want to get back to what's that weird game?
Yeah, man. Like so, it has many lanes, all right. But we called it Smooth Queer when I was a kid. Smear the Queer. It's a football game. So it's a bunch of boys, right? Sometimes girls will play too, but you throw the ball into the air. Whoever catches the ball, everybody got a target, and that person is going to get to the touchdown.
What they can do is keep it.
That's just what the game was, man. I don't know. I didn't make it up. Hey, we used to play, man. We played rough. You know, we rough house like boys used to. Now you can't say certain things now.
Okay, good morning.
I
There.
did.
Will you do?
There is with that mess.
Good morning. Who's this?
We need to stop one.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. They don't like that word.
I have to agree with you 100%. You start telling your children, I'm the mother in your father. You can know. You the father of your family. Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the things I can understand, you're not independent because you say you don't need a man, then you turn around and go get a check from the man. And then so you don't want the man telling you what to do. So when the government gives you that check, they tell you. Yeah, you're gonna give the government for a little bit of food stamps, a little bit of something. I appreciate that comment. I appreciate come on, who's this? Mm.
We could if we really wanted to. We really could.
And with that, appreciate it.
Thank you,
We gotta
caller. Thank
take
you,
a
caller.
break. We'll be back right after this. The family, especially the black family, how do we get it back? Let's talk about permissiveness when we come back.
Okay.
Because
Definitely.
we seem to be a group of people who would just almost permit anything. So we'll be back.
You can get
Permissiveness.
everything until
You know what? And notice something. There's regular callers that like to call with the racist rhetoric are unable to call in right now.
Yeah.
Because this conversation it'll hold you to a different level.
Yeah.
That they're not ready to deal with you. Because besides your little sister and kind of likes you,
I know it's wrong, everybody.
they're unable to call in the white man, the black man, the white man.
Yes.
We're not talking about the white man right now. We're talking about stuff that's going on right in our world. You got, certain things, a couple of weeks ago, they didn't like the fact that I told them white folks is the reason why we got drugs in the community. Right. It's the way it needs to be. They're just going to say, everybody's making you change. Nobody's making you change. But I tell them about making you change. I tell you what, me and Kevin ain't going to get the comfort break to the community. We're going to get it from a second hand. And me and Kevin will become a step above the middleman. Let's just be honest. What Negro is able to go sit down with the people? We talk about no Frank movies. That's what half of that is made up. What Negro has enough to pull that kind of drugs into the U.S. and distribute it equally?
We don't know.
Well, the thing about it is we have there's people of color, heads of states, heads of countries in other places. Colombia. There's not a white person with leading Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico.
We ain't talking about that. We get it over here.
But the thing is, they come from over there.
It's a question. What country to the U.S. is the white man don't have a hand on?
I mean, now we're talking about mere statistics.
No, it's not
Statistically speaking, you're going to be like with
They
involved with
got
everything
12% of the
because
population.
you can't.
Let me make less than
I think we make up more than that. Because if we make up the majority of the population of the state prison for the majority of your state, there's nowhere in the world you can take that.
We got about 1 million people.
I just don't. Them stats, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Even though, even with those things, like you got people that are, I guess, added for it, but no. When you look at it, I mean, just the big thing. Look at who was the FBI agent. Which one of his things was, he was like, yeah, I was the governor for a lot of this stuff. Okay, well, who's running the government? Ain't nobody like me.
Yeah, but it's definitely when you say that, though, there's been black people in office, in Congress, and all that since 1800s.
Let me ask you this.
So it's like,
Barack Obama, to show you the difference that the race is still new. If Barack Obama had 91 charges before they were president, if he thought he's been persecuted by the government, because that's what happened in Trump.
Right.
They're trying to keep Trump out of it.
He was able to get the black vote, and he was everything against black people the whole time.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Let me tell you what's going to happen. Trump has managed, even when he didn't win, the same way he won is the same way he lost. Or the same way he won is the same way Bush won over Gore. It is identical. Now, Trump's going to get back in. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Democrats already know it. They're already working on a second. I'm telling you, y'all right? No, it'll be number 3, but this one here, 2 of them out. So what he's going to do is find him a VP that's going to pardon him every which way that they can. But he's too far ahead, right? Now, the Republicans turned on him during the midterm. They turned on him on the last presidential election. They're all butt hugging him right now because he has a movement that they can't understand. So he's gonna get back in. Biden's doing a lot of stupid stuff.
It's just over.
That too. And they don't, neither side really prepared a success. Trump just never went away. And he never stopped campaigning. Even after they took him out the White House, Trump started campaigning that day.
But the thing was, he didn't have to because they kept his name in the news weekly. We got the week. The man had been president for 4 years.
But you know what? What they're doing to the black family subliminally is through Trump. You got a black woman out there and the one trying to take him down, but then you got Tim Scott, a black man that's pushing. We're divided. We're the hell of divided.
I don't know. I don't know if Tim Scott has an influence. Yeah, but I don't pay no attention. I don't know.
I don't like Tim Scott.
I don't understand. Yeah, you know what? They sound like a terror. You know what's so sad? They use that pivot. Tim said, it's not that I hate Nikki. It's that I love you.
And
Maybe I'm
I don't know about all that. Love is a good word.
Oh.
Yeah, we used to have those reunions. Now we get them in prison. We used to have a barbecue about it. Now we all in jail. Kids, we dad, everybody in jail. Okay then. I ain't in jail. And I kept going away. Thank God for you. 860-1440 is our number here talking about the family. Black family particularly because we seem to have bigger problems than any other family in the country. Good morning on air. Yeah, hello. Okay, you're on there. Pretty good.
Good morning.
Who are great guys sitting on the sector. I know you can't speak to good guys. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All righty. I agree with you.
Well said.
We did it. You got it too, huh? We doing this. What you doing? Good morning on there, Mr. Preacher. Morning. Okay, leave it go. Good morning on there. Good morning. Anyway, so at the end of the day, how do we get this message across to future mothers, fathers, the ones we got right now? I mean, I'm still seeing 15-year-old man walking around holding their pants up, and 30-year-old man holding their pants up, and their child holding their hand with one hand and their pants up with the other hand. Is there no standard? Whose standard are we living? Obviously, not the good standard. A lot of us are not doing it. And how do we
Yeah, well, it seems that Satan, the devil, has his hold on this world. Like we already know he's, the leader of this world. 'Cause as a believer myself, we know that we're in the world but not of the world. The issue is the culture that has been created is of the world. So you have a 30-year-old man, 50-year-old man, dad and son, both sagging in their pants, and now you have a grandchild, 5 years old, doing the same thing. And you create these generational curses, as it's been known to be called, where you have over time, it just becomes a part of the culture. Everybody just understands that's what we do. But like the caller that just called in, he said his mother, who was a single mother, raised him the right way. She taught him to have love and respect for himself. And he was able to listen to the culture that's uplifted, but the culture in his household told him different. And so he was able to separate the two. Like a lot of the, white culture is same thing. They're able to listen to the music and watch these music videos, but they don't live that lifestyle because they're not raised that way. They can separate the two. One is just entertainment, the other is real life.
Let me ask you something, Robert. The young lady that made the mistake and looking for and all that stuff, and there was a domestic issue there, and she evidently something went wrong. But the attorney general says, well, he wants her to spend a year in jail, $18,000. And I believe it's a teaching moment for that one young, and I think it, and maybe when our kids, I ain't talking about horrible things, but things that can be overcome, we probably be more in that moment than putting them in prison. When you put them in prison, you introduce them to a world that they will never get over.
The thing is that most people are not seeing in that incident. It's a call for help. Like there are so many other issues that she was dealing with that needed to be addressed. That needed to be addressed that had gone unaddressed for so long that she said that was the only way out. And that's what we should do, what she did. But I agree, that was the only opportunity.
And real quick, and I understand that because clearly it was proper help.
Yeah.
But the issue when I heard about that situation, I was early on saying this is not right. There's no way this is true. And people were like, nah, she said it's whatever. Believe all women. All right, cool. Y'all do that and see what they get you. But here's the thing: for family, they perpetuated the lies. They went on national TV and did interviews with the news. But the thing is, there's no way you would not know something wrong with this lady. If she's in your family, that's like me right now going and claiming this happened. My wife would be like, "What is going on?" She wouldn't be on TV.
How old are you now?
I'm 36.
And
I'm her age. Roughly.
She's only about 26.
No.
So when you're 25, you done that.
Right, but our families know us, and so they perpetuated it, and they should have been the ones that said, "Hey, please help."
Let me think of the defense of the family. Many of our families probably have done the exact same thing because our families and our families will accept what kind of behavior. And our families are not prepared, they're not professionals psychologically to deal with these kinds of things. So that's why the family deals with these because they believe that this is very, very real in their hearts, in their minds. But those of us who have lived a little bit longer probably assume and thought to ourselves, there's something about this picture that's not very clear. Now we just kind of sort of knew that there was something wrong. But in my mind, I'm thinking, this is a cry for help. He needs help.
Let's take a break and we'll be back. Listen, I need a plumber out there. Somebody know a plumber. Text me. 901-5022. I got an emergency at the house. So we need a plumber that I can afford. Listen, I would take a jack leg plumber today. Yeah.
But so if you want to get check with 901-5022 and give me the name of your plumber friend. Okay. But make sure he knows, you got some tools. So, this is one of those cases where the plumber won't do. I mean, the plunger won't do. Again, my cell number is 901-5022. Suggest me a good one.
You know what? Oh man, I want to think on that real bad because this is a moment. But it goes back to something.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about the head coach.
Yes.
You got to take a bold stance.
Yes.
Somebody's got to be the one to say, don't talk about it.
Right.
Like I told these graduate preachers, y'all do all this great talking these meetings with the high close doors.
Right.
Y'all go right in there.
Comment in just a second. On the student contact.
With Bob's with the we behind closed doors, we will talk about everything imaginable.
But when do we reach out to people and ask?
They're not going to, because you know what? They're scared of losing the support, number one. They're scared of the backlash, number two. You know, and those two things right there keep them at bay. Because what I'm saying is a lot. When was the last time now it's easy to beat up on gay people when you know you ain't got them in the congregation.
Right.
But what's the last time you had a people do a sermon about it?
Right.
I'll wait. They will say what peace he owes me the most. And y'all pay attention. Listen, I heard one say, I never thought about that. Young people, you're right. Mother's Day, she could be as unfit as hell. Oh, that's for the mother.
Here's a good one.
Yeah.
What is a marriage? That piece of paper. So if two people living together,
I'll do you one better. The Bible, according to the Bible, intimacy means marriage. You never heard Adam propose to Eve. Adam never proposed to Eve. There was no engagement.
That's right.
No engagement.
There's no girlfriend, boyfriend.
No wedding.
The weekend,
they just
get busy.
Lord gave them a charge. He said, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish.
So if two people living together, you call that a marriage?
Technically, it's once again, the government, with these marriages, yes, I mean, you do when it pertains to that.
Now that's only when you want to get money.
That's what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Even with divorces, we don't want the divorce, but we don't even know about that. But the thing about it, I did a Bible study. I said, we all married. Ain't nobody can live on my thing. I said, you're married to the principle, and you take it how you want it. And when I told them, I don't know about that. Listen to the Bible. Let's not take that there. The only first time you ever see a thing is the word wedding mentioned is the wedding cake. And even there, you didn't see no one where a preacher gave nobody away. A wedding consists of, if you like a woman, you go to her father and ask him for his daughter. And the dad is going to tell you what you need to do to get it done. And the submissive part of the woman is she goes from up under the name of the father to her husband. That is a part
I didn't figure that one out yet. Why do you got to change it?
because you're no longer under the tutelage of the father, you're under the tutelage of your husband. And
If you lose your own identity?
you don't lose your identity.
That's a trust. I don't know if that's biblical.
That's biblical.
But that ain't got nothing to do with her name.
Listen here, her name carries a legacy. And that she's no longer
Show me that verse.
So out to. Not a problem.
I understand that.
You take a lady away.
I don't think that has to do that. Mess up everybody's credit.
No, but I'm just saying.
She mess up your credit and her credit.
That's why you're the head.
That's okay. And why should she be subject to my bad credit?
I mean, yeah.
So if we both use our last name to the good that we had when we were born, we can mess our own credit up.
Because he's not about to kill, but he's my guy.
Okay.
Serious business.
I think what happens, I think the rain is outside. I did a couple years ago. Going and used in something, and they cleared the drain from the top of the roof. So I put this thing in the yard, it's called a breakout or something like that. So I think there must be something that could be leaves and all that.
I tell you something else that we do. We talk about the no longer the older men and older women who feel generation. And yeah, that's no good no more because some of the older folks are just they know that.
Now, did you send it to this number or the old number? It's 901.
901.
That's also my my kids like going to Sky Zone. Like,
what is Sky Zone?
It's the old rocket job. You know, the Temple car.
On
the highway.
Oh, really? They made him
Sky Zone.
Okay, we are back. Well, listen, our guest this month has been El Millionaire, who's he's a Facebook sensation with this. What is that thing you do there?
Well, I have the Captain Porter show, which I cover politics, news, faith, any hot new items, hot new topics that's going on. We talk about college Russian. I talk about that, do videos on that. And just whatever's going on, riverboat incidents, stuff, stuff.
And we got the Pastor Willie Knight, who is the pastor of North Montgomery Baptist Church. He is he keep calling me.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying like you're talking to me right now, right in front of me. And Barbara May, I don't know what Barbara May's job is these days.
Barbara May is Barbara May.
Yeah. I think when I got here in 91, were you in the air in 91? I was there. Yeah, because I remember listening to you. I think you had a great voice. I think you guys are better than me. Yes, it is. Yeah, I don't and I just say that. Absolutely. However, I possess a quality in radio that most of us don't have. Yes, you do. I mean, it is what it is. It's my gift. That's right. You're still my friend. You don't owe me no money or nothing. You still good. Yeah, 9:48 in the morning. I'm we're going to do this once or twice a month. I think once a month only because it gives you a chance to gather people, resources, and things of that nature to bring with you. Today you did good. And I want you to bring me, women, I want you to bring one of the women who we'll be talking about.
Oh, man.
I mean, we're going to talk to the people who are talking about.
Kevin, we're going to come like a road and find a lady and bring her into okay?
Yeah, we just need somebody who's
that's why I was 6 years. Maybe that. We'll get her, we can have people.
Yes, I'll tell you, I like to hear it. I like to hear this is just back to the iceberg and the university the iceberg. Forgiveness, forgiveness things from different perspectives. We don't always do it from our family. We do it from God. There'll be somebody else. Next time, this going back to that culture thing. How do we stop it? It is kind of to stop talking to these closed door meetings about the problem and start going out to the public to address the problem. Y'all don't want that. Let's just call it what it is. You have to hold it. You ain't talking. Well, you ain't saying that either. No. I say it. But y'all will do me like y'all did T.D. Jakes. He needed a little going. That drinking, he might be in that problem. Well, he might be. And there's nothing wrong with drinking. I said, no. I said, it is. He was up and do that. Yeah. So what happens is that everybody's got to do their part. One more point. This is important for all what is it that allows us as a community to have a football coach or a basketball coach work our children to the almost can't even stand up sometimes. And we are willing to allow that coach to get the best they can out of our kids. But it's the only place in our society that is allowed. Why can't that same authority be given to the teachers in our schools, the parents? Yeah. So why do y'all think that we allow them to do whatever they have to do? No, why do we allow them to do that?
Because that football, you look at the sports, the parents are looking at the parents because the child is successful. I mean, so they're gonna let you do whatever it takes to get that child to the point where they can walk across that stage with that signing bonus. That's a huge investment. Top one football, junior high school. Isn't it amazing that if Carver and Lanier played, it was a sold out arena, right? But if it was a Carver and Lanier spelling bee, you couldn't get 10 parents.
Now you're making it so. Let me tell you why that is. Our kids know there's a possibility of them getting a great big contract of playing sports. So what our teaching profession has failed to do is allow these kids to think life is a game. You either prepared to play it or you're not. And live a decent life because now you have the skills. Now you may not be running down the field, but you'll be able to pick up that book. You'll be able to pick up that. Okay. So teachers are coaches in the classroom. We should give them the same authority, give them reason to do what they need to do to bring the best out of our kids academically.
Well, show you how bad it is because they're sports, right? Become second because well, you know, you can go to college. Yeah, I feel like this, at the eighth grade, your child should kind of have a good idea what it is they want to do because you got 4 years left, and that's something.
I don't know if that's what we could do.
I mean, but then again, you definitely want as long as you ride, you ride.
But you understand the principle. The concept is allow our teachers to do what they need to do to bring out the best of our kids. That's the only place in our society right now. We make excuses, give IEPs, we make excuses for doing belligerent, disrespectful. But you let the guy on the football team or you let anybody else be disrespectful or belligerent, and he ain't there no more.
No, it's not only that. Well, you got a lot of kids that are into rap music and sports
because they see it as getting immediate return on the investment of their
Are
time.
we not teaching our kids that money is the only motivator that we should look for in life? We don't teach our children the value of being kind to people, being respectful to people, that the only motivation out there is money?
Well, again, to be pragmatic, we talk about the other stuff we want to, but money, okay, is the answer to all things. That's in Ecclesiastes.
I agree. So that's
now context, right? Context, but yeah, we do all this stuff so we can make more money.
Regardless of who you're hurt, you know, look at it. When you talk to we got to call it. When you talk to the kids now, when you listen to them now, rapping, sports, then college, and then it's like if everything else fails, then you can go to the military. You know,
and if that fails, then you're out there.
There you go.
Yeah. And then you end up and then you still get free food. Good morning, who's this? Yes. Yeah, and that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow's show. Not that it ain't the show either, but that we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, well, let's get. I mean, you can never talk about it too much. Yeah, but tomorrow we have our religious conversation. Right. I mean, I think God's commandments. A lot of this stuff. Right. But if we kept God's commandments, yeah, we wouldn't need any commandments. No, we can strive to keep. We can strive, but you know what? We're not striving anymore. Let's just be honest. We're not striving. But I will say one. I think it was our fervent belief in God, my parents, your parents, that got us over that word. And I will say it has seemed to diminish. Yeah. A lot. As a matter of fact, one of our preachers was a Christian. He said that there ain't no hell. I said, well, that's it. Listen, my church almost. Well, I'm just saying, our belief system has been turned upside down. And Reverend Knight, he kind of told me that a little bit, the philosophy of prosperity. So we need to get back to some basic things. Yeah. That's true. I'm just, for the most part, when you start pushing the word and the commandments, people get offended when you try to tell them what is right. Right. That's right. Yeah. Well, listen, Barbara Mays, thank you for showing up today. Thank you for being here. We did. Oh, you just got up there. This Sunday at 11 o'clock, we're having our annual meal. Check out. The guys who remember they still in? Yes, sir. Okay.
They also NPS is putting on a all city band, middle school and elementary school kids tomorrow evening at Alabama State Film Festival. It's free. Yeah, be there. This is a good one, Kevin. This is not bad. You want us to get that little red one and be ready. You got somebody coming here with one of the raised on their tongue.
No, I do believe we can have all the conversations we want, but until we find out how their minds work. I mean, what is it that is it not having a father at home that should? Is it I don't know what it would be. Why do people want to twerk on? Yes, yeah. Why do people want to twerk on and have their kids twerk? Because the mothers are promoting it. But why? But why? Why did because that's what she puts her value in her book. But again, why? Because that's what she puts her value in. And why does she see a value of that? Because there's so many whys in this. But even a dog takes care of public the best they can, and they don't have any moral guide at all. So we instinctively should want to take care of our kids. This girl is on Facebook. I mean, so she gets on there every other morning, and she puts on these booty cut shorts, and she's literally just making her butt slap on the chest. And when guys are hearing her, she's like, yeah. One guy said, I watched it. I mean, she is. You're going to find that one out. I mean, it's not coming out of my timeline. One guy he probably him and I'm like, what the location? One guy made the comment, you should go behind like a stank post. He said, man, I'm a married woman, yada. That blew me, right? Yeah, for real. Married woman. What husband, unless she have blocked him from all the stuff. Here's how much money to bring home. Man, so she's openly admitted that she's a wife. Wait a minute, shaking your booty don't make you a hoe. Man, look at it. Well, yeah, it does. Don't make you a hoe. That don't make you a hoe. That's your and still don't make you a hoe. It's hoe behavior. It doesn't make you a hoe. It makes you your whole activity and behavior. No married woman is displaying that kind of behavior. How much money she bring in? Everybody. But her husband. So would you? And you know what? That's the reason why a lot of men don't value these women
That's right.
Why should I value you?
Yeah.
And you done gave everybody.
Well,
in the
well,
world.
let's not categorize them as hoes because they shaking the booty.
No,
Okay.
that's
I
not make
mean,
her a hoe.
it definitely heads
You're
down
not-
that.
this
No, the
isn't-
guy called her that.
This isn't the
But see-
flavor of the day for everybody to see.
But the males that see her doing that,
That's
they're beautiful
that's-
here. She's a hoe.
exactly.
That's what she's gonna be.